Hello everyone, myself Ashwini Khalkar, Assistant Professor from Department of Chemistry. So, dear student, our today's topic name is Scanning Tunneling Electron Microscopy from chapter Imaging Techniques. Before starting our today's point, first we will recapitulate our previous lecture which is on SAME, TAME and XPS. First, we recapitulate scanning electron microscopy, that is SAME. In scanning electron microscopy, electron beam scan over surface of sample. This is a basic thing of SAME, and here sample can be any thickness and is mounted on a aluminum stub. Okay, and here image show on TV monitor and image is of surface of the sample. Okay, this is surface phenomenon. Okay, next is transmission electron microscopy, that is TEM. In TEM, electron beam pass through thin sample. Always remember here sample should be ultra thin. Okay, specially prepared thin sample are supported on TEM grid. Okay, the image shown on fluorescent screen. Okay, in same image shown on TV monitor, and in TEM the image show on fluorescent screen. Okay, and that image is two-dimensional projection of the sample. Okay, and then next is XPS. Okay, XPS is X-ray photoelectron spectroscopy, which is based on photoelectric effect. Okay, which is also called as ISCA, that is electron spectroscopy for analysis. Okay, this is widely used technique to investigate the chemical composition of surfaces. Okay, this is our recapitulation. Okay, so move towards our today's point, that is on scanning tunneling electron microscopy. STEM. Generally it is called as STM, scanning tunneling microscopy. Here the word electron is used because of we used electrons. Okay, in SAME and TEM, electron behaves like particle. In scanning tunneling electron microscopy, that electron behaves like a wave. Okay, that electron behaves like a wave. Okay, then this STEM, that is TEM, scanning tunneling electron microscopy, it is based on tunneling effect of quantum physics. Okay, see here, when electron is behaves like particle, that electron goes on wall, and again that electron is reflected. Okay, here the reflection is occur while when electron is behaves like wave. See here, when electron is behave like wave, that electron have capability to pass through that wall, and this is known as quantum tunneling. Okay, see here, very simple. This electron is behaves like a particle. That electron is goes on wall, then that electron is reflected, And if the electron is behaves like wave, that wave is passing through this wall, and this is called as quantum tunneling. Okay, so principle, see here, with the help of diagram I show you. This term is based on quantum tunneling. This is a basic thing. Okay, here T in STEM, scanning tunneling electron microscopy, T is for tunneling effect. Okay, this quantum tunneling effect is telling us the classical picture of electron can go toward energy barrier energy barrier and can return. Okay, see here this electron is go toward electron barrier, and that electron is reflected, okay, not passing through that barrier. And see here, if the particle is behaves like a wave, that wave can pass through that energy barrier from one side to another side. Okay, and this is known as quantum tunneling effect. Okay, definition of quantum tunneling effect is, it is a phenomenon where particle tunnel through barrier that is classically could not surmount. Okay, this is the definition of quantum tunneling effect. Okay, now see here, in scanning tunneling we have electron microscopy, we have a specimen. Okay, and one we also have a tip. Okay, this is tip, and this tip is made up of metal with high conductance, and this tip is responsible for releasing electron from there. See here, this is a tip, and this tip is responsible for releasing a electrons. Okay, what we actually do, we connect these two things means what? This tip and sample surface, these two things, both of them are electron carrier. So connect the tip with sample in such a way. Okay, this, see here, we join this tip to a sample, okay, in such a way that, so if we connect this with a particular voltage, see here we used particular voltage to connect these two things, that is tip and sample, then electric current start to flow between them. That is the idea. Okay, means here idea is what? This tip and this sample surface is connected by a voltage. Okay, then current is flow. Due to this voltage between the tip and the sample, current waves start to flow from tip to sample specimen, and the amount of electricity is indirectly proportional to the voltage. Means always remember here, electricity is indirectly proportional to the voltage. If we use here high voltage, then current flow is low, and if we use low voltage, then current flow is high. Okay, this is a inversely proportional. Okay, move towards next point. See here, this is a tip. Okay, and this is a sample surface. Okay, let us see here, the surface sample is look like up and down. See here, here up, here down, here up, here, sorry, here down. Now we have tip which is attached to rotator. Always remember here this two tip is attached to a rotator, okay, which is moved from one place of a sample to another place of a sample. Means this tip is move from one place to another place, okay, means up and down, up down. That's why this tip is attached to rotator. During this process, during this process, we can use techniques two important techniques. The first one is constant current and second one is constant height. Okay, first we see constant first we see constant current mode. Okay, feedback electronic adjust the by height by voltage to a piezoelectric height control mechanism. Okay, this leads to a height variation and thus the image come from the tip topography across the sample and give constant charge density surface, and this means contrast on the image is due to variation in charge density. Okay, and it is a time consuming as compared to the constant height mode, as the feedback control has to adjust the current constant according height as the tip move along the specimen surface. Okay, this is constant current mode. Second point is constant height mode. Okay, the first point is what? The voltage and height are both held constant. Okay, while the current changes to keep the voltage from changing. This leads to an image made of current changes over the surface, which can be related to a charge density. Okay, this is about voltage and height. Okay, second point is the benefit to using constant height. See here, this is a benefit to using constant height mode is that it is a faster, as a piezoelectric movement required more time to register the height changes in constant current mode. This is a benefit. Okay, again I tell you the benefit of using constant height mode is that it is faster, as the piezoelectric movement required more time to register the height change in constant current mode. Okay, piezoelectric point means what? See here, I show you. See here, this is a tip and these this is called as piezoelectric. Okay, this is we see in our components point. Okay, components of scanning tunneling electron microscopy. So see here, uh, this is a benefit. Okay, now next third point of third point of constant height mode is it is applicable only when sample surface is real flat. The real flat. Okay, means this height mode is applicable for which when the sample surface is real flat. Okay, generally less preferred. This constant height mode is generally less preferred due to risk of damaging the tip. Okay, this is idea about constant height mode, and these two things are the important technique which is useful to find out structure of sample. Okay, Now see here, if the distance between tip and the surface is less, means see here, if this sample is here up and down, up and down, up and down, if the tip and the sample surface distance between this tip and sample surface is less, then the current is more, and if distance is high, then current is less. Okay. Now see the principal mechanism of scanning tunneling electron microscopy. Okay, I show you, see here, this is a sample surface, this is a tip, okay, this is a tip, and this tip and sample is joined by a voltage, okay, and continuous current is flow, okay. See here, as tip move from one surface to another surface and scan the surface, this tip is move from this to this and scan the surface, and we get a different graph, and we get a different, see here, this is a graph, we get a different graph, and which can be detected by using detector, okay, and that how STEM whole process is work, okay. Okay, now next is instrumentation and working of scanning tunneling electron microscopy. So dear student, in STEM, that is scanning tunneling electron microscopy, the first component is scanning tip, okay, first component is scanning tip, second component is piezoelectric scanner, third component is distance control and scanning unit, and last one is data processing unit, that is computer, okay. So first we see here scanning tip. What is scanning tip? Okay, in scanning tunneling microscopy, tip are usually made up from tungsten metal or platinum alloy, where at the very end of the tip, which is called as apex, means the end of that tip, which is called as apex, there is a one atom of the material, and that scanning tip is most important aspect of STEM, as tunneling current is carried by that particular atom, okay, means the use of that tip is that STM as a tunneling current is carried by a particular atom, okay. Next is piezoelectric scanner, okay. This it the scanner tip is attached to piezoelectric tube scanner, okay. This is idea about scanning tube, scanning, okay. See here, this is a tip and this is a sample surface which is joined by a voltage, and see here, this is piezo tube which is attached to the tip, okay. This is tunneling current, okay. This is piezoelectric scanner. The scanner tip is attached to piezoelectric tube scanner. See, this is a tube. This is a tip which is attached to a piezoelectric tube. Okay. Piezoelectric effect is a phenomenon under which the material changes its length, okay, accordingly when put under a electrical voltage. See here, the electrode are present. Okay, by adjusting the voltage on the piezoelectric element, the distance between tip and the surface can be regulate. Piezoelectric crystal expand and contract very slightly depend on the voltage applied to them, and this is a principle used to control the horizontal position x, y and the height z of a scanning tube. Okay, this is a idea about piezoelectric scanner. Okay, which is remember here, which is attached to the tip. Okay, now our next component is distance control and scanning unit. Okay, uh, here the position control using piezoelectric means is extremely fine. So a, a coarse control is needed to position the tip close enough to the sample before piezoelectric control can take over. Okay, a very simple point. Again I repeat, means position control using piezoelectric means it is extremely fine. So a coarse control is needed to position the tip. Okay, the tip close enough to the sample before the piezoelectric control can be take over. Okay, then next is data processing unit, that is computer. Okay, the computer records the tunneling current and control the voltage to the piezoelectric tube to produce a three-dimensional map of a sample surface. This is a use of data processing unit, that is computer. Okay, now next is working. Okay, now next is working. See here, this is a sample, this is a tip, this is a piezoelectric tube. This tip is joined to tunneling current amplifier, then distance control unit and scanning unit, which is give to data processing and display. Okay, so as you can see here, you see here, this is the instrumentation. Okay, this is a tip, usually tungsten tip. Okay, this is tip, this tip is usually tungsten tip. This is a sample and voltage is applied between tip and the sample. Okay, and it become tunnel to amplifier. This is tunnel to a amplifier. See here is a amplifier, because the things is whatever the current is generated is low for detector to detect. Okay, what we need to amplify that sample. That's why amplifier is used here. For amplifying that signal coming out from that tip, we need that tunneling current amplifier, because this tunneling current is amplified, and amplified current which is coming from the tunneling effect between the tip and the sample, and we get that after that we have control unit and scanning unit. Then last, the sample is display. Okay, this is a instrumentation of scanning tunneling electron microscopy. Okay, so next is advantages of scanning tunneling electron microscopy. It is versatile. They can be used in ultra high vacuum, air, water and other liquids and the gases. Second advantage is that STEMS gives three-dimensional profile of a surface which is allow researchers to examine a multitude of characteristics including roughness, surface defects and the molecule size. Okay, lateral resolution of 0.1 nanometer and 0.01 nanometer of resolution in depth can be achieved. This is a main three advantages of scanning tunneling microscopy. Okay, now next is disadvantages of scanning tunneling electron microscopy. First disadvantage is it is very expensive. Next is to specify it is need specified training to operate effectively. That's why it is expensive. Okay. STEM, that is scanning tunneling microscopy, need very clean surface. Okay, this is important disadvantage. STEM need a very clean surface, excellent vibrational control while operation, single atom tip. Okay, these are the disadvantages of scanning tunneling electron microscopy. Okay, so dear student, this is our today's topic. Okay, so thank you dear students.